Okay, this is just a quick follow-up video for anyone that didn't see the comment that I dropped in the last video about this. And essentially the video's come back now and it's gone into unlisted. So, you know, you can go back and watch it, and the actual description for it contains a link to all the details. I'll drop the link in the description so you can kind of run through it and have a look. And I'm not going to play the video because I don't really want to get a copyright strike from Lumix, but it's in the page. So basically, when this video came back, I just kind of had a quick look through the description, and like I say, this link is in here, and then you can open it up, and then it's got a whole kind of page about like what this is. And I was sort of partly right on it. It is a firmware update, but it's actually really a firmware upgrade, and it's one that's come into the S5II and the S5IIX. So rather than it being a free upgrade, it's going to be a paid one, a bit like you know, they've done with Vlog and Vlog L in the past. And this one's going to cost $199 basically, and it's come in spring 24, but only to the US market. I'd imagine that's just a bit of they'll kind of gauge interest in the US market before they kind of roll it out to other territories, and it's got this kind of third party piece to it, so you know that might be part of that too. But yeah, essentially, you know, it's got like a bit more information about it. So it's like I say, the videos here which you can kind of run through. I'll link to all of this. And it's got in there that it's for the S5II and the S5IIX. And essentially, I sort of covered it in the other video, but it's basically a way that if you're shooting lots of different people in the same setting, so whether that's kind of corporate headshots for school photos, that type of thing, it gives you the ability to essentially hand out barcodes to people, and then as you do the shots, they can hand you back the barcodes, and you can scan them in with a Bluetooth barcode scanner, and then that Bluetooth scanner is actually pushing metadata straight into the images on the camera. So it's quite a nice little implementation, you know. That's quite a nice little time saver. You can sort of match things together very quickly, and for those kind of big kind of volume shots, and you can kind of see they've done like a really quick sum up here. So it's kind of like you generate all your QR or barcodes in the software you want to use, and they give you a few options for the software a bit further down. Scan the barcodes with the Opticon scanner, which is this guy here, and then it's saying that it just kind of instantly embeds it into there. So you've got a piece of metadata in there telling you, you know, which image relates to which person, and then they're just saying you can kind of upload them, and then they're all kind of ready to go. And they talk a little bit further down about the you know, saving to kind of NAS drives and things. But so this part of it is obviously quite a kind of niche product for people that specifically kind of they've got those cameras, the S5 Mark II and the Mark IIX, and they specifically shoot headshots regularly for, you know, like I say, businesses, schools, that type of thing. But it's quite a nice little integration. It's you know, even though a lot of people probably won't need this scan inside of it, kind of the next part of it is this kind of masks part, and this is like one bit that I would really like just sort of to see come into the cameras regardless. But it looks like obviously it's part of the paid firmware, so it's not going to be split out, unfortunately, which is a little bit of a shame. But that's kind of something I'd even like to see as an add-on itself. You can kind of see, like here you've got if we come down, you've got all these markers here you can use for doing kind of batch shots on things, and that's really useful. And like I say, you know, in the cameras we do have things like we've got custom markers, but only to the point where, you know, you can drag out a couple of markers horizontally and vertically to one point. And we've got things like shear overlay, so that there's sort of options there, but they're, you know, this is sort of taking it a step further. You've got things like portrait mask and group mask, and like they're really nice kind of additional things that you could potentially have. So it's yeah, it would be really nice to have seen these come in, or maybe even if it gets split into a separate thing, which I sort of doubt it would do. But you know, that this is part of it, was the bit that was, to me, is sort of really interesting. So it would have been nice to kind of see this, but yeah, I don't think it's to be really outside of this this paid firmware. So yeah, and like I say, the last bit is just all about kind of wirelessly connected, and that's not that's not a new thing. It's just part of the camera. So they're just talking about it being kind of part of that workflow. So yeah, you know, if you're interested in it, obviously, you know, I'll leave the link in the description. You can come and check out the page and you know, have a read through, watch the video. Like I say, it's quite interesting. It's a nice sort of integration. Like I say, it's probably not it's not a mass market thing, but yeah, it's sort of an interesting one just to have a quick look at. So yeah, hopefully you found that useful. If you have, give the video a like. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe.